Okay, we're going to look at how expressions give meaning to problems. And we did a little bit of this while we were looking at percents, and I'll show you an example of that at the very end. So let's take a problem. What if we had to find the perimeter of this rectangle? What would we do? Well, we would add up all the sides. We would have length plus width plus length plus width to make sure that we get all four sides. Well, could we do this? Could we do length plus width plus width? Yeah, in addition, it's okay if you move things around. But what if we wrote it as 2L plus 2W? Oftentimes, that's what the formula is. But by writing the formula in different ways, we can see different things. 2L plus 2W, hey, that just tells you there's two of each side. I like this formula up here best because it has length plus width plus length plus width. That's how I add them in my head. So sometimes when you rewrite the formula, like if you wrote the formula this way like that, it helps you to understand what the formula is saying. Here's a complicated formula for surface area of a cube, or it could be actually any rectangular prism. So it says 2LW plus 2WH plus 2LH. I happen to know that this is going to be an area formula. So why do they multiply it by 2? Well, if you look at our rectangular prism, how many sides does it have? It has 6 sides. But of those 6 sides, each has a matching pair. So there's like 2 that are on, one's on the top, one's on the bottom. One's on the front, one's on the back. And then there's one on each side that are the same. So what this formula is telling us is really we have length times width plus length times width plus width times height plus width times height plus length times height plus length times height. So why do they use this complicated formula at the top? It's just a shortcut. You could actually go through and find the area of all 6 sides. Or you can use the formula and take a shortcut. Here's another one. C equals 2 pi r. That is the circumference, if I can spell it, circumference of a circle. So what does that mean? That means the distance around. Well, you're looking at it and you see 2 pi r. And r is halfway across. I wonder why they use 2 pi r. Maybe they're looking for the whole distance across, which is exactly what that is. So really, this formula should be pi times 2r, or it could even be pi times the diameter. Okay? So either way, but the 2 is telling us it's basically halfway across, and we need 2 of them to make a radius. Now, if we look at one last thing, this was kind of what you learned last chapter. Remember when we said if something was 30% off of the price, we could write the new price as 0.70 times P, because you would pay 70% of the price. Or maybe you would want to write 1P minus 0.3P. That's the whole price minus the discount. You could also write, if you wanted to, P times 1 minus 0.3. That would give us that 70%. There's all different ways you could write this in order to come up with the actual amount. What would work is 0.3p. That is not the actual final amount. That's only your discount. So pay close attention to what the problem says, and when you read those problems, see what it asks for. If it asks for the discount, that's your answer. If it asks for the final price, all of those are your answer. So just read them carefully. But the idea is that when you rewrite expressions, sometimes it tells you something about the problem.